Alright, so these are actual items from my refrigerator, just to kind of explain to some do's and don'ts when it comes to screaming. A lot of people ask me, you know, what should they be drinking when they're trying to have a screaming career. The best thing to have is bottled water. Could be whatever brand you want. Bottled water, or any type of water that's filtered, is going to be the best thing for you while you're screaming. On stage, off stage, before screaming, after screaming, at practice, whatever. Bottled water or filtered water is going to be the best thing you can have. Now, this type of water here has been in the fridge, so I probably wouldn't drink it while I'm screaming right now just because it's cold. Now, cold water, or cold liquid period, will constrict your vocal cords, make it tighter, make it harder to scream, and then if you do have any type of cracks in your throat, it's going to hurt 10 times worse. So what I would do if I was going to a show is I would leave that in my car for a little bit and let it get to room temperature. Now, I found out you could actually drink vitamin water. I would suggest to do it after screaming, but you can drink the vitamin water while screaming, well, or while you're on stage, because it actually, the flavoring in it is so minuscule that it doesn't actually leave any type of a coat on your throat. Orange juice. Orange juice is great in first thing in the morning. It's, healthy, yada, yada, yada. But it is so acidic that I would not drink this constantly, and I would definitely not drink it while you're on stage. For one, when you're bouncing around and you're hot and you're sweaty and you have orange juice in your system, bad things can happen. Plus, too much of this acid will actually coat your throat and will just not be a good thing. Okay, these are big no-nos for before screaming or while on stage. Alcohol. Yes, it can be fun, and they can be tasty, especially this stuff. Good old Jaeger. Anyway, but alcohol is known to dry out your throat. A lot of people say, oh, kick back and get a cold one and refresh yourself. No. Alcohol will dry out your throat very quickly, constricts your throat. It is just not a good mix to have with screaming. When you're done screaming for the day and you don't have to scream again until the next day or whatever, then sure, party, if you're legal age to. Remember, 21. I know that says 12, but just imagine 21. These are interesting things. Ice cream. I would not suggest before screaming because it can coat your throat with all that cream in there, and once again, the cold intensity of it is just not good for your vocal cords. Ice cream is great. Except for when you're trying to lose weight, so I really shouldn't have that. But it is great for, whatever you want after you're done screaming, but don't do it before screaming. Don't do it while you're on stage. First off, eating ice cream on stage would just look retarded. Alright, and milk. Here's the big myth about milk. Everyone says, hey man, if you drink milk, it leaves a nice coat over your throat, so it's easier on screaming. Yes, it will leave a coat on your throat that'll prohibit you from having a perfect scream. Having a coat over your throat, milk is not super glue, so it's not going to stay on your throat. If you're drinking milk on stage, for one, once again, you get hot and sweaty and bouncing around, milk's either going to shoot out of your nose or come out somewhere else, so I would not suggest it. But that coat that it leaves on your throat is very temporary, and it probably only lasts for about 3 minutes maximum. So what this means is that, yeah, you might be screaming and you have this nice coat over your throat so you're not feeling any pain, but as soon as that coat dissipates, you're going to have bubbles in your scream. It's just not going to be a good outcome. It's going to create an inconsistent scream. And one thing that I actually forgot to mention, let me grab it real quick, is my addiction, soda. Soda is not good for screaming. This is my weakness. This is my kryptonite. It's even green. I do not scream and drink soda. I do not do that. But I do drink soda constantly. This is bad, once again, because A, caffeine will constrict your vocal cords and dry your throat out. And the acidic levels in this is so high that drinking enough of it probably is not going to be a good thing for my throat. Remember, acid is bad for your throat. So, there's just some information, some do's and don'ts. Remember, Best thing to have if you want the best result is going to be water.